What's good, YouTube? You know where it is. Back at it again for another one. This your dynamic duo. I'm your host, Max, aka Maximilian, from Unapologetically Men, and I got my co-host with me tonight.
Lando's back up in this building.
Back in
About
the
to
building.
ruffle some feathers.
Man, seriously, I'm excited for this one tonight, dude. Cause you know, what I'm saying, just getting the groove back and getting it back on the tip. You know, what I'm saying, with the streams being more fluent. You know, what I'm saying, so to speak. So
Hmm.
this is our usual Monday night. Um, we're running a little bit later than usual, but we'll try to get that back on track too. But I'm definitely excited for this topic tonight. We calling this one from Prince to Pauper because this one is regarding the article that came out um, regarding Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, and I'm just gonna bring it up just so we can see what we're working with. Show you this article, what they're talking about. Let me see here. Excited to get this software set up. Here we go. Let me make sure my sound effects are turned off over here. Can't have distractions. I hate that stuff, man. I hate that shit. Anyhow, all right. So this comes from an article from the Daily Star, and it says Prince Harry gives up. What do you say? That's 50K euro. What is that?
Oh, that translates to about $61,000 US money.
Man,
Yeah,
basically his rifle
fifty
collection.
thousand pounds or whatever.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
His rifle collection, hunting for
For
Meghan Markle. So
oh wait.
let's go ahead and dive into this real quick and show where we're working here. So it says Harry, who has been hunting since a young age, sold his handmade rifle collection just before stepping down as a senior member of the royal family to please animal-loving Meghan. That's already off the
Yeah.
bat, just red flags. But
Right.
let me scroll
Oh, let
down.
me correct that real quick.
Yeah,
You said was it pounds or euros? Because if it's pounds, it's 61,000. But if it's euros, it's about 54,000. But either way,
expensive.
it's still a lot of money.
Right. Either way, pretty much you just it's just that.
Yeah.
So, but anyhow, moving along, it says a hunter reportedly hold on a second. Hunter reportedly bought a pair of the Purgidi, I don't know how you say that, firearms 5 months ago before
Mm.
the royal couple stepped down as senior members of the royal family, reports The Sun. Meghan Markle is opposed to blood sports and even follows a vegan diet during the week, despite Harry partaking in the sport since he was a child. So, right off the bat, here is something that has been dear to this man's heart since pretty much since birth.
Mm.
So and in comes this woman who has basically stripped him of that. So he's adhering to her moral beliefs and thinking that that is the right approach to a happy relationship. What do you think on that, Mr. Lando?
Man, I don't understand why women feel like when they come into a man's world that she has the right to force him to give up on things or make sacrifices that she knows she wouldn't make. You know, I
Right?
mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, what is the equivalent of a woman sacrificing something that's close to her for a man? Does that ever happen? You know what I
Man,
mean?
like when I've ever dealt with females, getting into relationships and whatnot, they typically doesn't strike me as a person who has the hobbies. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
their hobby becomes you. Like you're their hobby.
Oh yeah, so basically they just take it. So what you're saying is like they have no identity before you,
No,
or
right? Yeah, it's like you become their project. You know what I'm saying? It's like either so they're picking dudes that they want to fix or picking dudes that they want to strip away. Like I don't like
yeah.
I've never seen a woman who has her own hobbies and like she has things that she does,
Mm-hmm.
but she doesn't.
Usually the things that she does
Mhm.
relates to some level of narcissism.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know.
Like what? Like for example, right? So I was talking to this chick right one time. There's one chick I was crushing on, whatever, and she was she was gorgeous, right? So
Hmm.
I was over at her crib and we was talking and whatnot, and I asked her, what are her hobbies, and she stopped for a minute. It took her a minute to even answer,
Mm.
and she was like, "Well,
No, still, still.
she was like, well, I like working out." I was like, "That's not really a hobby though. Like,
Hmm.
you just maintaining your health or whatever." I was like, I was thinking to myself, I was like, what is something that you do that you would like, you can't live without, like you die for it? You know what I'm saying? Like that's to me, that's
Yeah,
what
I
a hobby
mean,
is.
yeah. I mean, something that's to me, a hobby is something that you have a vested interest in.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? That's something that continues to develop you as a person, or your mind, or your skills. You know
Oh
what I
yeah.
mean?
Right,
That's what a hobby is. Usually, women, well, at least these days, it's like their hobby would be like makeup. You
right,
know what I mean?
right.
You know,
Yeah,
or,
right.
or something that is just vain. Something, like I said, it appeals to their narcissism on some level.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like, if it had not been for something that draws attention to them, they probably wouldn't have anything else to do with themselves.
Yeah. Oh man,
You
I
know?
feel you on that. I feel you on that. All right, so let's carry on. So, see what we picked off here. A friend of the anonymous buyer said he bought them because he wanted them, not because they belonged to Harry. But he was quite chuffed when he found out. Basically,
What does that mean?
basically he was, just like,
Excited?
yeah,
I've
like a
never heard that
mild
word
excited.
before.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah,
at least that's what I think. I didn't exactly look up the definition of it, but that's a weird like a weird word to you in the context. But
right.
they say there are beautiful examples, and he's very pleased with them, but he's not the sort of person who wants to boast about the royal connection, according to the Sun. Both Harry and brother William have been criticized in the past for their hunting habits, which they have maintained despite their extensive wildlife camping. So let me get this straight. You got a whole bunch of basically society like coming down on him and his brother for hunting, and
Mm.
that didn't deter them at all. You know what I'm saying? So you got probably some animal rights activists and whatnot, but
Yeah,
all of that and all of that negative publicity, none of that
but
stopped
it
them
took a
from
woman to
hunting.
break them.
Yeah, it took a woman. Like this woman comes in though, she throws a little box on him, and now he ready to give up some shit that he had since he was a kid. Like what the fuck, man?
I know, it's like the demands of the people wouldn't sway him,
Man, exactly.
but as soon as he get a little coon, it's like, okay, I'll
Man,
give up the gun.
right, dude, man. So, I really want to roast the dude, but I kind of like
It's going
understand
to get
because
me
I
upset.
was in. You and I have both dealt with a narcissistic type woman, so we understand where his brain or his mindset is,
Hmm.
especially with all of the other stuff that she's done so far. Uh, you know, so we'll continue though. We'll get into that in just a second. But let's continue on. It said last month, 86-year-old primatologist Dr. Jane Goodall, a friend of Harry's, told the Radio Times she thinks the Duke will give up hunting. Man, they already just going in on him. She said
That's
Harry.
where it starts.
Yeah, exactly,
It's
exactly.
like when you're with a woman and she wants you to give up something that you hold dear, and you
Hmm.
actually do it.
Yeah.
That is an exchange of power.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
You know, that's what
absolutely.
that's what it is. It's an erosion away from who you are, and it's like a woman like that will want to whittle you down until there's nothing left but a shell,
Yep.
and then after that she leaves
Yep. Yep.
because it's like she wants to try to quote unquote make you and mold you into the man that she wants you to be,
Hmm.
but once you become that man, that's not the man
That's
she
not
actually
what you.
wants.
Nope. Not at all. Not at all. At all. They like that. Like as the saying goes, women
Mhm.
seek to destroy what they want. What they have. They go
Mhm.
in with destruction. And it's a subconscious type thing. Like they don't go
It's
in.
like a child. It's
Yeah.
like a child. Like you buy a child a new toy, a toy that they claim they want, they will beat the heck out of that toy until it's broken,
Mhm.
and then they don't want to play with it no more because
No,
it's not the toy it used to be.
no, not at all, not at all. But I digress. Let's carry on. She said Harry and William were champions of the natural world, except they hunt and shoot. Goodall said, but I think Harry will stop because Megan doesn't like hunting, so I suspect that it's over for him. Man,
Mm.
man, that's just oh man, that's just heartbreaking.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I mean,
and I,
for that to be all it takes.
man, seriously, Harry and William have regularly taken part in Boxing Day shoots at the Queen's Sandigram estate in Norfolk, which has led to criticism of the brothers. A photo of Harry crouching over the body of a water buffalo he had shot dead during a hunting trip on his gap years in South Africa in 2004 emerged publicly 10 years later. This week is what revealed the couple, who are now residing in the U.S., is launching a new biography named Finding Freedom, which vows to unveil new details about the Duke and Duchess of Sussex following their dramatic royal exit. I don't, I can't
Hmm.
remember if they're in California now or if they're in Canada. Like somebody said that they were in Canada. I think that's the end of the
Hmm.
article. I think they even said they were in Canada, or I've heard that they're in California too, though. So, uh, who knows? Um,
I couldn't tell you.
yeah, like what I'm saying. So, um, but that's just harkens to me like everything that I'm seeing that she has done so far, which is one is isolation.
Hmm.
So she's isolated the man, um, by uh,
By marrying him.
yeah, well, by not so much by marrying him, but she's moved him away from his family. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Hmm.
So that's one aspect of it. And then by moving him away, she now is stripping him of the things that he loves to do best.
And because here's the thing, let's say if he was to like stand his ground and say no, I want to keep doing this,
Mhm.
he'll start throwing like tantrums, and then since they're in the public eye, that's gonna make him look a certain way.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know, she might pull what's what's Johnny Depp's wife's name?
Amber Heard.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
she probably might not go that far, but she'll create a narrative
Mhm.
because she's not getting her way.
Oh,
You know what I'm
oh yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah. I know what you're saying. Yeah. I mean,
Like,
once
oh, I'm miserable. He won't do what I want.
I mean, once she's done with the dude,
Mhm.
it's pretty much a done deal. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna just use him up, and then when she no longer finds him desirable, she's gonna discard him.
Right.
This is the typical MO of a narcissist. So I just think it is it. I mean, part of that is the female nature
Hmm.
of them coming in and wanting to change you. Like that's just their thing. Like so the saying goes,
Hmm.
men enter relationships hoping the woman won't change, and women enter relationships hoping to change him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Well, the saying goes like, men get married
hmm,
hoping things will stay the same.
yeah,
Women get married hoping things will change.
right, right, right. So
So it's like they want to lock you down or rearrange everything.
yeah,
Where you get married thinking, "Wow, I got all this access to
man,
sex," and and then all of a sudden you
it's
start seeing
gone.
diminishing returns, and it's
Right.
like, "Whoa, what happened here?"
Uh huh. Uh huh.
It's like you enter into a world that's just nothing but a broken promise.
Man, dude, she no longer feels the need to work for it because you done gave it to
Mhm.
her. You know what I'm saying? So she's got what she wanted. She's got the commitment. She's got it on the books, so to speak. So
Right.
she's got that check mark in.
And the crazy thing is they don't see that same commitment. They don't see them having abide by it the same way they expect you
Oh,
to.
absolutely, because it's her choice. Everything is her
Right.
choice. So, you know what I'm saying? So if she don't decide, she don't want, it's tonight, you know what I'm saying, you ready to get it in. She decides she don't want none. So,
Yeah, you know, it's like life will just become a long Seinfeld episode.
yep.
You know. Yeah.
But I was just, man, like the
No, 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 not Seinfeld. I'm thinking of a what's that other corny sitcom? Everybody Loves Raymond.
yeah, and then
Yeah,
you got
yeah. But you know
friends
how he
and
was
all
all begging his wife.
that. But man, like so I called it from the beginning. Like when they first started getting together, whatever, I was just like the turmoil that was happening just to have for them to be together, with the whole
Mhm.
her family and his family and all. I was like, man, how y'all gonna start this holy union with all this drama? It's like
Mhm.
this is not gonna last long.
Honestly, it's like anytime I hear about a man getting ready to get married, it's like I don't really feel the urge to say, "Oh man,
Oh,
congratulations."
dude,
You know,
I have to too,
more,
man.
more oftentimes than not, I feel like it's saying I'm sorry.
Right,
But you know, but I bite my tongue. You know what I
man,
mean?
dog, bruh.
You know what I mean?
It's like you just watched it's just like you just watched your homie walk off the plank, you know?
You know, yeah, or, no, or like I watch my homie just shoot himself in the
Man,
leg because he don't know how to handle a gun right
we're
or
gonna have to
something.
start. We're gonna, man. I'm telling you, like the next time, like if my homie's talking about he gonna get married, I'm just gonna pull up the tap song. Man, man, just
You
go ahead and call it a day.
I mean, one time I had to catch myself because I was talking to somebody who was like, "Yeah, man, we got engaged and we planning for the wedding,"
Yeah,
and I almost came out my mouth and said, "Why would you want to do something like that?"
man, it's terrible. It's terrible.
You know.
But another thing too, I wanted to touch on regarding the way he's handling this, which is completely the wrong way of doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like I think there was an article I think about 2 weeks ago that was talking about how he's feeling lonely or whatever, and he's missing his friends because like everybody's I
Right.
guess back or whatever. And
That
he's
was my
missing.
next question.
Yeah, he's feeling isolated. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
it's apparently he admitted to some friends that he feeling that way. And I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, bro, like you in the classic narcissistic trap. You know what I'm saying?
And
They
that's what marriage invites anyway. You get
yeah.
married as a man, you got to say goodbye to all your friends, or she's gonna feel some type of way. Meanwhile, she has her little
Oh
circle
yeah.
that she can
Oh
turn
yeah.
to.
Yeah, it's a different ball game. It's a different
Hmm.
you don't get to talk about hers. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But yeah, so it's just the way of he to go about it too is and, if the for the fellas that's still dealing with women,
Hmm.
this is the complete opposite direction that you should be going. In the rational male that Roll Tomasi wrote, is talking about holding frame or whatever. Like
Hmm.
this is not his frame at all. So
Hmm.
she's taken because she's taken away the thing that's kind of like part of his defining character, which is something that has been with him since birth. He let that go for her, dude. That is an
Oh,
ultimate
yeah,
power
that's
shift.
emasculation. That's complete castration right
Man,
there.
it is an ultimate power shift. Like he's in the palm of her hands. You know what I'm saying? He can't do shit. So
Yeah,
it
because now it's like he has no self anymore. You know what I
no,
mean?
not at all. That's the other thing too. Is like I can identify with him because I was in a position that was similar to that. You kind of lose yourself. You know what I'm saying? You lose who you are, and then when she ultimately just ups and either like steps outside your marriage or some shit like that, you're left wondering like, okay, but I did X, Y, and Z for you. Like, why is this happening to me? Then you start finding out what the fuck narcissism is and BPD and
Hmm. Right.
bipolar and all this stuff. And you come to this epiphany at the end of all of this, and you like, damn, why was I so stupid? You know, some shit like that.
Hmm.
So you know, and I feel bad for the dude. Like, you know, and this is and she ain't like she pretty, but god dang, cuz like like really, bro. You know, that I seen some bad chicks, man, and they just she ain't touching on them. You know what I'm saying? So that juice ain't the juice ain't worth the squeeze when it comes to that, man.
No, not at all, man.
But you know, it's not like he's not. You know, like I said, for the dudes that's still dealing with females, you know, like I do. You know, I'm still on that path too. You know, I deal with every
Right.
occasionally. You know, I'll be in my zone, and then you know I
Yeah.
just need to serve. I have to
I don't
serve my
really do.
biological need. You know what I'm saying? I have to serve my
Right.
biological needs and tendencies. So that's what I do. You know, I do my thing. But I don't. You know, I learned that lesson of not losing myself in these women. You know what I'm saying? Just because they giving it up or and doing all kind of which ways on you to make your fucking toes curl. You know what I'm saying? Not taking anything like that to heart. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Right.
this is the phase that she's giving you. You know what I'm saying? So she can
Right.
lock you in. Just keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? This is not gonna be this is not this is no guarantee that this is continued on for
Oh
X
yeah.
many years. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta be wary of that. But you know, it's just that you know the keep you got to keep your own self. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep your own sense of self when you're dealing with these females like that, man. You can't be giving up your stuff. You know what I'm saying? So you know, if he's doing if
At
he's
the end of the
calm,
day,
yeah,
at the end of the day, a woman doesn't care about who a man is.
nah, not
They
at all.
care more about what that man can do for them,
Right, right,
and that's it.
right,
It's
absolutely.
like, yeah, I'm generalizing, but I do that because more oftentimes than not, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
It's like a woman does not care about you; they care about what they have access to with you.
yeah.
That's it.
And what do you think about what do you think? I'm like I just think like you know women are you know they out here you know they got the you got the fat acceptance movement or what I don't mean to go you know
Hmm.
venture off too far. So let me tie it together. But you got the fat acceptance movement. You got women you know basically saying oh they preach that you know you should love her for her and this and that or accept
They
her
can
for
only
her.
love you for you.
But then here we got this case of a prince, motherfuckers royalty, you know, in their eyes or whatever. You know, I'm not into that whole, you know, them being royalty or whatever. But to them, you know, that's a prince for them. You know what I'm saying? So she's reduced him basically to a regular ass dude. And it's like, what happened to
Hmm.
accepting him for who he was? Like
Hmm.
that's part of his life. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, I
you
can't.
knew that when you came into the business.
When you listen to what the things that women say, they pretty much use what. How can I put this? They use the desires that you have against you.
Mm,
Now, when a woman says "love me for me"
mm-hmm.
or "love me for who I am," that's what you want.
Yeah,
But they're manipulating your desires against you
man,
for their benefit.
dude, it's like they make up a rule, right?
Uh huh.
And then you be like, okay, I can understand. All right, cool, I got you. And
Hmm.
then you lead on, and then you carry on, and then realize she's not abiding by that rule herself.
It's
And then
got
you
to be.
like, wait a minute, I thought we would do this. Oh, it doesn't apply to her. Like what, bitch?
Hmm. Yeah, I
You
used to
know,
have a girl from one time
man,
where every time I would catch her being hypocritical about something, her excuse was, "Well, it's different."
she,
And I'm like, "What? What is different?"
she,
You know, and then it's like it would throw me for a loop
man.
because back then I was kind of blue pill or more or less purple pill,
Mhm.
and I was always thinking that I had to like play this rebound game to balance the equation between me and her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's like knowing what I know now, I never had to balance nothing. I should have just like kicked her to the curb and got in with her girlfriends and then kicked them to the curb. You know what I mean?
Right,
I mean that would have been the smarter thing.
man. Yeah,
But yeah,
I tell you though,
yeah. At the end of the day, they really don't care that much about you.
nah, not at all, not at all. Anyhow, but
I mean,
so that's gonna wrap it up for tonight. We want me and Mr. Lando wanted to pop on and discuss, this whole dynamic of basically this. Gentlemen, you need to watch the signs. You know what I'm saying? They're starting to isolate you from your family. They then want to strip away, things that make you who you are and turn you into something she's not attracted to. And then at the end of the day, when she's like, "You're not the man that I married, or you're not the same man anymore," because
hmm
you decided to follow along with her orders. Because they're pretty much that's what it is. There's some orders, some marching orders from
yeah.
her. Don't
Do not
follow.
listen to a woman when it comes to what she says will make her happy, because
Absolutely
it's not.
not. Absolutely. Man,
It's not.
bitches don't know what the hell they want to eat the next day, so let
Mm-mm.
alone what the fuck they want you to be. So
No, no, they
just
they don't they don't know what they want.
you,
So,
you know what helps me stay grounded on that is it's like when I get with a chick. So right now I'm dealing with a chick too, right now, right. So when I'm dealing with a chick and they make a request, right? They get to the point they're comfortable making a request. Well, I'm not so sure I like you doing that. Would you do it this way? Blah blah blah. And it's like, okay, but when we met, like that's what attracted you to me. You know what I'm saying? So I keep that in mind. It's like
mhm,
what attracted you to me is what the hell I do. And if I change that, then you're no longer attracted to me. You trying to turn me into some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So that's so I just want to leave that off on you guys. Just stay grounded on what you are, who you are, and don't let these chicks turn you into something that they that they wouldn't bang themselves. So
yeah,
yeah.
I just lay it all out. I'll be like, you know what? We'll interact for this long because I know that everything about you is going to change and flatten out. So,
Mhm.
and they're like deer in headlights when you say stuff like that. Some of them are just getting mad
Mhm.
because you just disarmed them completely.
Man,
But yeah,
seriously, seriously. But yeah. So final thoughts, gentlemen. Even though you may not be an actual quote unquote prince from royalty, you should be a prince in your own right and in your own mind in your own kingdom, and don't let
mm,
no chick turn you into a fucking pauper, man. So
always see yourself as the prize.
man, that's what's up. But that's our time for the night. This is your boy Max, aka Maximilian, with another barn burner from Unapologetically Men, with my co-host tonight,
Lando, I'm out.
and we
I hope
out.
I made somebody mad.
Peace.